Hey, here we go. All right, gentlemen, here we go. Welcome to the 55th episode of Blood, Sweat, and Beers.
Wild we've made it this far.
On
What the title says. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, whatever it says in the title. All right, on this episode, we doubleheader for Dallas Trinity. We're back to our winning ways after 6 winless. FC Dallas goes to one of the other originals, DC United, runs roughshot. Miami opens their new stadium, kind of, and much more right after this.
worth noting that it's 4 winless.
Yeah, 4-1.
Oh, was it 4?
Yeah, four
Still not good.
Yeah,
still not great.
Still not good.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, how was your weekend? Quick note before we jump into everything here. Good, bad. I know
mean, 2 wins. I'm happy.
We'll jump into this right quick. Me and Dennis are we need to have a beer or shot or whiskey. Italy and Jamaica. Italy and Jamaica failed to qualify to the 2026 World Cup. Italy for the 3rd in a row, if I'm not mistaken, and Jamaica has not qualified since 1998, our only qualification. And this was our shot because they expanded, so we had much more opportunity. And 3 CONCACAF teams automatically qualified, so we were only competing with the 2nd tier of Jamaica of CONCACAF, and somehow Carousel made it, Haiti made it, and Jamaica, the supposed 4th or 5th powerhouse, did not. So
I will say I'll be rooting for Bosnia throughout because I mean they gave us they gave us the beating that that Italy rightfully deserved, and scrappy young team with a kid from Wisconsin, so they've got my vote so far.
Scrappy young team with a 40-year-old guy leading it.
Yeah,
I do.
Like
I do want to make
that Ed Dzeko scored a goal for Bosnia every year for the last 20 years is insanity.
Yes, I do want to make one point though. I'm a little happier that they didn't qualify after I heard the coach's argument that apparently CAFCA, which is African Federation, he said they should have less qualification spots.
Yeah, that was
why did he pick that federation for less? But whatever, we'll rock out. Anyways, the legacy of Mussolini continues, but that's besides the point. We will continue. Anyways,
just a reminder, there's a saying in Naples, Napoli is not Italy.
That's a fair point. Yes. But yes, so yes, me and Dennis will have a shot of whiskey and cigars to reminisce about that. But it does mean I don't have to travel for World Cups. I'll just go to whatever game I can find on the cheap here in DFW. All right. So before we get going, as per usual, here we go. Follow us at Dallas Guardians on everything. We'd really appreciate it.
Bring back the old graphic.
I'm thinking about it, but Scott made this. He did hard work, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. It does.
It's wonderful, right. But the other one was bad.
Like, share, and subscribe on this video. We would really appreciate that. Okay, gentlemen, we're gonna start off where we always do. Do we have music or physical media today? It depends on the banner I put up here.
I've got
media. I've got media, not music.
We're gonna do physical media today. I need to put this in all caps, but who cares? So I'm going to do CDs. I'm doing CDs instead of vinyls now because I have well over like 200 or 300 CDs. Cat Dahlia. If you like that old raspy, you swallowed gravel in a woman's voice, I like that. Anita Baker, Toni Braxton, they know what I mean. She sounds like she's been a smoker since she was like 14. Love this album. It's called My Garden. This is before she tried to go pop. I don't know what it is, but yeah, this is a really good album. So Cat Dahlia. My Garden, really great album.
Okay. Dennis, you want to go?
Sure. Mine is the title is at least topical, but this is one of my favorite books of all time. I reread this every 4 or 5 years or so. Logan's Run. If you're not familiar with Logan's Run, it is the concept is that there are essentially 3 generations of humans alive at any time. When humans turn 21, we kill them off. And that's how we keep the population under control. And this is a futuristic sci-fi dystopian future novel. My intro to dystopian future, at least. Like I said, the title fits what we're going to talk about in just a couple minutes. Logan's Run.
Yeah, Fear the Sandman. All right, I guess.
Side note, the the kind of mediocre B sci-fi version of the movie, there is a scene that was actually filmed at the Fort Worth Water Gardens.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, it's actually really weird once you figure out like DFW has a really good TV movie catalog. They just never tell you it's Dallas. It's always somewhere else. So yeah. All right, go Hubert. What you got today?
Good. It's kind of like Toronto's always New York for some reason.
No, that's Vancouver. They use Vancouver for New York. Yeah.
Oh, they've used both.
Really? Yeah. Whenever I see movies, I'm like, they're like, oh, New York City, and I'm like, that building looks like
Toronto.
I think the Toronto one is funnier because, from what I understand, Toronto wants to be New York so bad.
No, they don't.
Toronto's like the stand-in for everything, though, because they want to be generic looking, and I don't mean this as an insult. It's just a generic looking city and they made it very cheap to film there, so they can turn it into just about any city.
No, they want to be London in the worst way possible. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, and London wants to be New York.
I'm
just kidding.
It's accurate.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
No lies detected. No lies detected.
All lies. As a matter of fact, that's a Donald Trump. We're just gonna call that a Trump now.
That was a bit Trumpy, wasn't it?
Yeah. Hubert, what do you have today?
Yeah. I've got a comic today. Saga. If you are a graphic novel or a comic book reader, Saga is an ongoing series. They're on their 12th volume now. Well, 12th just came out. But this is a series by Brian K. Vaughan. If you're familiar with Brian K. Vaughan, he's one of the more beloved comic book writers out right now. He's won a ton of awards. He did Y the Last Man, which I think was adapted into a TV series recently. He's done all sorts of comics. Brian K. Vaughan's phenomenal. But the artist for this is Fiona Staples. Incredibly unique artwork. Very strange looking stuff. It's kind of a pulp sci-fi series. Very human stories, very interesting species that have been created in it. I recommend this to anybody. It's won multiple Eisner Awards. And if you want to just talk weird sci-fi stuff and just want to disappear into a weird world, please read this. Beautiful art. There's an entire species of like TV face people. Look at that. So, nice. Saga by Brian K. Vaughan.
There you go. I'm just checking the table, and we are 6 points clear for Dallas Trinity. All right, we'll get to that in a second. All right, gentlemen, we're going to jump in immediately here to the boys are back. So we'll talk about this here. Here's the lineup, the score. We'll talk about the score here in a minute. It was an absolute beatdown. It was quality. This is the best I think we've played all year for sure. So I have two things. Who's your man of the match here? And Collodi with good feet. Never mind. Continue. This is where I get our first thumbs down. I need at least one.
You're not gonna let that go, huh? You're still salty about this. It's been like 2 months.
I am so there's not enough fresh Parmesan in Collodi's meal. So
you're gonna start calling you Lowry's. You're just salty.
I'm telling you, Mike Lowry. Yeah, it was a great game, man. We got our first non-Musa, non-Farrington goals.
4 different goal scorers this game.
Beautiful goal kick. Although Sean Johnson, he fell off. I don't know what it is about MLS goalkeepers of the year. Once they get it, they tend to not be good anymore.
Talking about the Delgado goal?
Yeah, like his. I don't know, but anyways, it was great. So we can start off there. Maybe I will give Farrington all the praise. Maybe his first touch was not a fluke because he did it again.
Yeah, he did it again. It wasn't as like glorious, but it was still good.
Yeah, like over the shoulder, where you kind of have to anticipate where the ball's going to land.
Yeah,
he got it. And then
perfect ball for Ramiro too. Like that was really fun to watch.
Yes.
Yeah, I think moving forward, I think you kind of want to see him give that a little bit more of a one time. But when it happens like that, no, you can't really complain about it.
Yeah, look, I don't mind the extra touch if he's doing it confidently, which is how he did it. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
He scores a goal. Nothing. Can't really complain about a goal scored.
Right.
So, question: did he hit it with his left, right, to score it? Right.
Yes.
Yep. All right, kids. This is why you need to operate with both your feet. Okay. Because if this was a certain someone like Bernie had an opportunity, he had to drag it over to his left and then skied the ball.
Yeah, so took a second too long. Yep.
Yeah,
that extra touch did hurt there.
But yeah, so there was that first touch. Then the second goal was it the corner or was it the
second goal was the Delgado free kick?
Was the free kick, top of the box. That's the guy trying to prove something, but as Buzz said, he kind of disappeared after that. But as we know about ratings, once you score, you're automatically rated higher. You could be shit the rest of the game.
Yeah, it changes everything. Absolutely.
It changes everything.
Note on the Patrickson goal. A lot of people were giving the man some guff this week because he was out last week, posted himself a video talking about how his post-game training regimen includes some tendies from Bojangles Chicken. And some folks got really upset about that. Why is he eating fried chicken as a post-game meal? A lot of rah fast food. And you know what he does? He goes and puts one in the net and gets himself right on there. So
I think the difference I noticed with Delgado this game, and yeah, he did kind of disappear, but I feel like he looked a little bit more confident for some reason. Maybe the goal just, helped.
Yeah.
But sure. Even the few times he was involved afterwards, I thought he looked confident and was doing. Yeah, I don't know. That's the key word for me with Delgado. Yeah, it's just confidence. On the free kick goal, at first I thought Sean Johnson just screwed it up, and he did slightly. But upon my rewatch, it was a well taken free kick. He put it over the wall and curled it. And Logan did his job blocking Johnson really well on that one.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. When you score, we only remember the results. I'm just saying that Johnson was not where he needed to be. The wall didn't really jump. But at the end of the day, you have to give yourself the opportunity to score. That's my frustration a lot.
It's the old hockey thing. It's they don't ask how, they ask how many.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. And then we got a corner kick. Valiente, I think was it Valiente to Osaze on the corner, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was Valiente or not, but
I think it was just a cross, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, it was a corner.
I thought it was an open game.
No, it was a corner kick. It was one of those things where it was either going to be Osaze or Musa, because Musa was literally right behind them.
The ball was in the right spot, and one of them was going to get it at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think Osaze had 2 last year, so he seems to be an aerial threat that we needed since we lost Matty.
He's a big boy. Yeah.
Yeah. A couple years in. And then lastly, Musa, who almost bit. I don't know who was it. Oh, it was the new guy, Santi, who he almost punched him in the face because Santi should have passed him the ball, but luckily it landed directly at Musa's foot. And when you have your $10 million striker, he does what he's supposed to.
Yeah, it's your job to bury that one.
Exactly. Got a share of the golden boot, by the way.
Yes, 7 goals. 7, right?
7 goals. Tied with
7 goals. 7 goals in 6 games. So he's a little bit more than a goal a game.
And he's tied with Sam Surridge, who had 2 hat tricks this season. So he's definitely producing, I think, at a more consistent rate than Surridge. Obviously, we'd love a couple of hat tricks, but
yes, indeed.
I'll take consistency.
So we have Musa with 7, Farrington with 4.
Yep.
4. And then now we have Delgado and Osaze finally joining the goal scoring.
The third goal was open play. It was not a corner kick.
It was open play?
Yep.
I must be misremembering that. But anyways, either way. So we got a couple of debutants here. So we got our new signing. He showed up late in the game. Any thoughts on his play? He seems to maybe be taking Dietzon's minutes currently until he works out a starting position.
He looked really hungry to prove himself. That was the main thing I took out of it.
Yeah,
I think what few things he did were pretty good. Yeah, he should have passed it to Musa. I think it's a guy that's trying to prove himself in that moment, probably.
Yes.
But yeah, it was something to look at. Obviously, it was only like 10 minutes, so I don't have a lot to actually say.
He did I think it was him, or is that Delgado? There was a really good dummy at the top of the box where Bernie.
That was Delgado.
Yeah. Was that Delgado? That was a really good dummy where he
the one where Bernie took 1-2 touch too many.
Yeah, because Bernie doesn't have anyone with the right foot. You hit that one time curler in the corner, but Bernie does not have the right foot.
No, that was beautiful.
He had to drag it, but no, that was a really good dummy pass there as well. I think we can get into how we thought everybody played. I thought the back line was good. I think Norris has cemented himself as the homegrown who's going to get minutes this season. The rest of the guys, the rest of the draftees, I think they're all going to be North Texas the rest of the year. But I think Norris is there to stay as far as
Norris yellow card tackle scared me.
Yes.
I like 2 inches higher up, and that's a straight red.
Mm-hmm.
That was a scary one for me.
We know he has that in his locker. He got more discipline last year.
He's getting better, but it's still there, apparently.
Yeah.
I actually thought Bernie had a bad game.
Yeah, he wasn't very effective. His speed is always a threat, right? He can
You're going to pull defenders just by being who you are. That does help.
Yes. Although I do find it funny that our over-the-top threat is more Logan than Bernie.
It's really
Logan's
weird,
not
isn't it?
fast, so I don't know how that worked out.
Yeah.
But no, all things being equal, I mean, we can talk about the starting lineup. The back four, I think, solid game. Obviously, a clean sheet. Colodi, like Buzz said on his thing, he looks like he's going through a minute of lack of confidence.
I think he might be overthinking things. I don't know.
Yeah. You think that last mistake may have gotten to him? The back pass.
I think it might have. He did his job, fortunately. So hopefully it's a one-game yips thing. But he went back to the aggressive, punching the ball out, coming out maybe a little early, which were part of his game before, right? When we were comparing to Paz, I know most people were talking about the feed. I actually thought the first thing I was noticing was that Colodi was aggressive, coming out and punching crosses and things like that, versus Paz, who would try to hold everything.
Yes.
It seemed like he got back to like that old mentality a little bit more, which was, I think, detrimental in this game, although nothing got through him. So
yeah, I mean, Martin Paz was more in the 18. He was more close to the goal.
Absolutely.
Which is that's a goalkeeper option. It frustrates me a little bit because you have to weigh whether or not it's worth being, the sweeper keeper, basically, where you're playing in the top of the, because that leaves you open to a chip goal, which I think I saw in another game. I don't remember which MLS game it was, where goalkeeper was in no man's land, got cleaned right over his head.
Well, it happened to Colodi in an Open Cup match last year.
Yeah, against AV Atlanta. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's one of them things where you have to figure it out. But no, as far as this lineup, this seems to be Bernie seems to somehow be holding on to a spot. The back.
Well, there's nobody that can really play that left side truly yet, right? Johansson has shown some ability to play there, but he's also, he also wasn't really available, right? I think he picked up a knock in the friendly he played for Sweden last week. So there's really nobody else to play on that left side, right? There's just Bernie. It's Bernie's spot by default. Maybe you move Shaq over there, but Shaq's a right back, not a left back. Torquato hasn't shown or proven much that he belongs in the first team here at all, let alone in this. He's a left back, not a left wing back. So there's just nobody else really to play this. And I think if they're going to do something in the summer window, I think that might be where we see some action. But there's there's a lot of midfielders and no wing backs.
Yeah, look, DC is a team you should beat. Beating them 4-0 is great. That's fantastic. But this is a team that you should, do your job in. I think they did that, and to score a couple of more is a fantastic thing. I think we should be really happy with that. What I took out of this starting lineup was it's nice to feel like we actually have at least a handful of rotation players to put in and out now. I haven't felt that way in a while. Like, it's nice that I can look at this and go, oh, yeah, next week they might put Capes instead of Ramiro in, or Valiente might start where Delgado is. It was nice to be able to see that, or that we can have these substitutions. I think Kayik has continued to develop, which has been nice. He was a menace this game, drawing fouls all over the place. I think he was really getting under their skin, which I thought was awesome. Yeah, I don't really have any other real negative things to say. We let them have. There was a good 15 minutes where I think we let DC try to get back into the game that concerned me for a minute. But, I guess they did their job and kept them out there. But, yeah, other than that, fantastic.
Couple notes here. This is the second largest win on the road in club history.
They talked about that on the team's pod,
on the post. Right? On the post game pod, they talked about that. The largest win was, I think, 2014 at San Jose, 5-0. So, this is a solid performance from a club that's beating teams they should beat, right? That's what you ask, right? If you're a good team, you go out and beat bad teams, whether you're home or on the road, and you go out and get points on the road when you play bad teams. They're currently in sixth in the West now?
Yes.
Yeah.
So sixth in the West, seventh overall, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yes, I think so, yeah.
I mean, take away 2 goals, right? You take away 2 goals against, and maybe they're up in 5th, maybe they're up in even 4th there. So you take away the LA goal on the road, and it's a draw, and you get a point out of that one, and you take away one of San Diego's goals that were maybe a little bit unearned, and that's 3 points at home. And
look, that's a fine discussion, but that cuts both ways.
Sure. I'm just saying, this club is good. right? They are looking good. They are getting deserved looks from. We're getting some national attention now. Doyle's talking about us a little bit. They're actually showing some of our highlights on some of the MLS shows, right? And they talked about this on the post game pod too. That Eric Will has really got this "nobody believes in us" mentality, but people are starting to believe. People are starting to see. So it's a matter of can they hold on? Can they keep rolling here? But they also possess the ball really well, which is something they've gotten much more comfortable doing over the past couple of weeks too, right?
It's crazy what a golden boot contender will do for national press.
Yeah, right? It helps for the confidence, doesn't it? Yeah. I am interested to see if they keep rolling this into St. Louis. St. Louis is another team you should beat and not struggle against. And
absolutely,
yeah, lead into that. Take the points where you can get them because we're going to need them.
Yeah, and Norris yellow card, right? Who had that on their bingo card? I think everybody. That's almost the center circle at this point, right? So Norris yellow card, take a drink. He's back in form.
I mean,
first one of the season, yes.
Not anymore.
He's back in midseason form.
Yes, indeed. All right, so next game is home to St. Louis, correct?
Yes.
Home to St. Louis. We will be set up shop at Rollertown. So come over, kick off the party with us over at Rollertown Beer Works over on Main Street, just up the road from the stadium. And we'll be marching in there about 6:30. We'll get ready to march in and head over to the stadium. It's going to be a lot of fun. $2 off for members. That's off pints and pitchers. So come get a little wasted. Come check out the food trucks over there that are pretty good. The Wagyu truck has some badass burgers. So I think they were just voted best burger in Frisco. So, hey, there's a lot of burgers in Frisco now. There's a lot of places in Frisco. So, lots of stuff happening. Come hang out with us. Come check us out. It'll be, you'll find us underneath the DBG flags and banners. Not hard to find us.
There we go. So we'll just go around the league here again. For reasons that I don't quite understand, we are back to defense optional Major League Soccer. LA putting an absolute ass whooping. Son hasn't scored in a couple of games, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess the league is figuring him out, or I don't know what that is.
Maybe we should just write him off at this point, huh?
I mean,
I haven't watched a lot. My assumption here is that when Son's not scoring, obviously he's pulling defenders, though. It was like when Paul Arriola came here, he wasn't scoring, but like every goal you could see a defender that was on him that didn't cover the striker kind of thing.
Yes, indeed.
That's what I assume is happening.
No. I mean, he's playing well. He has assists. He's just not scoring. I guess the high of last season is waning a bit. But yes, he's not a bust. He's what's in seats, all that good stuff. So
can't complain. Can't argue with that.
we can talk momentarily about the house that Messi built.
Oh, wait. How bad was the Philadelphia score? I missed it.
Let me put that back up.
What was the score on that one?
2-1.
Oh, okay. I'm watching Philly. I'm
this Philly's first goal of the season.
Yeah, feeling real bad for Philadelphia.
Yeah, Philly is. I don't know.
Is their lone goal?
Yeah, sorry. We can move on to it. I just was like, wait, did I?
It's a big hangover from the Shield, huh?
Yikes.
I mean, they're doing their best Tampa Bay Sun, which we will talk about. You know what? We'll get to the Miami.
Yeah, let's just do the Miami thing here because there's not much to talk about. Let's drop it in here. We'll talk about it for 2 minutes and move on.
Okay, so let's talk about them opening the stadium prematurely. So they announced that they announced this months ago actually that this was the game they were going to open the stadium.
Right.
Which they didn't have to do that because again they have a home in Fort Lauderdale that they currently can use. They could have also done the NYCFC thing, which is the delay for next year because again no reason to rush the project. But instead they decided to open their 27,000 seat stadium premature with 12 hours before kickoff. They did not have an occupancy certificate for the stadium.
This is such a CONCACAF story.
They ran out of water before the second half. Half the seats did not have cup holders or armrests.
There were seats that were actually missing, right? There were people bought seats and they got there and there were no seats.
So that's my question.
They hadn't been installed yet. Like there was just open spots there where the seats should have been.
So here's my question: why? Can someone?
Because CONCACAF football, man. This is what happens. This is average CONCACAF stadium. Come on.
I don't.
Yeah, I can't totally understand the logic, and like you don't just like get delayed at the last minute. Like you knew this was coming,
right? And on top of that, as I noted in the Slack, apparently a part of this deal, the reason they got the land is that there's supposed to be a park. They're supposed to facilitate a park upgrade. $10 million. They're supposed to pay to the city. They've delayed that payment.
Yeah.
Right. So all things being equal, again, it was great. Apparently people decided they realized that Tri-Rail exists, which is the commuter rail that runs up the spine from Fort Lauderdale down to Miami and right by the airport, which is where the stadium is. Record usage, although there was still traffic. Yeah, pretty short walk across the street. But yeah, no, that was just my thing. I just wanted to know why we did this. Why?
Yeah, no, it makes no sense. And by the way, the stadium looks great. Like
it does. Although I am going to get these jokes off. People were saying that they were going to call it Camp Nou instead of New Stadium, but it's not spelled the same. They're also following Barcelona's lead by opening their stadium prematurely, as they're with the new Camp Nou renovations that are not complete.
Shoot, at least Barcelona has a culture,
right?
Yeah.
But if you told me this was a stadium that opened up in the Brazilian First Division and Messi was playing there, I would not be surprised at all. This is what happens when you operate in a third world country.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I make those jokes.
Florida is a third world country.
Yeah. I'm making these jokes because I'm going to Corpus Christi's opening day, May 2nd. They were supposed to have a modular stadium, but apparently Corpus Christi is in such bad drought conditions that it didn't happen. So
it's scary bad down there right now. Shocking. One of the lakes down there is at 9%.
Yes. They got some rain this weekend and it immediately just disappeared. It didn't even matter.
It's crazy. Miami, you keep doing you. We'll all enjoy laughing at the circus from the outside. We're not laughing with you. We're laughing at you.
Laughing at you, exactly. Shout out to Inter Miami 2, who's going to be playing in the cavernous venue with 1,100 fans going forward. So shout out to them. All right.
Hubert, are we going to mention our Miami Barbie friend we saw at the
Trinity game full kit wanker, man. Like
worse than the Dallas full kit warm-up wanker.
Yeah, there was a guy wearing like full-blown Miami jersey, hat, tracksuit, Inter Miami Sambas, walking into a Dallas Trinity Tampa Bay game.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Full kit, plastic Barbie, Malibu Ken, Malibu Messi Ken.
I find it funny. All these news anchors who are like, yeah, Inter Miami is an international brand. No. Messi is an international brand. When he leaves, there will be a bunch of pink jerseys and people won't know what the fuck is happening.
We're right back on the run at Ross.
For sure. I mean, they'll find some we'll talk about this later, but there's another there's another list of speaking of aging DP stars, you see James Rodriguez is now having dehydration and might not play a single game for Minnesota.
That's incredibly. That's a terrible story. I kind of feel bad for him because
obviously his health is important. Yes,
that's a guy I really would have liked to see kind of make an MLS resurgence because he's a guy who's never really had a successful club career. He's been a world beater for Colombia.
At least not for more than a season, at least.
Right, yes. But when he throws on that Colombia jersey, he is Superman, and I was hoping this would get him right and get him ready for the World Cup. So I really do hope he has a speedy recovery.
Yeah, no, I like James Rodriguez. I think he's great, but yeah, I mean, at some point, not a player you gamble on, right? When you're trying to rebuild like Minnesota is.
Yeah, he's almost Neymar level in the fragility of his
and
it sucks. Yeah,
the Minnesota spring was a problem. Imagine if he was playing in the Texas Heat.
That's a fact. We will talk about more World Cup stuff now that we have all the teams laid out. We will talk about schedules. I know we will go in depth in Mexico and U.S. Team rosters. There's obviously some injuries. There was an injury today. I think Patrick
Ajimang went down.
It went down. So
he got carted off, right?
Yep, he got carted off, and he was grabbing his ankle. He was apparently like yelling loudly in the tunnel from the reports I read. Like he was not great.
Yeah.
So,
fingers crossed.
So we will get that done. Hopefully we have a bye week or something, an empty week, or we'll just make a special episode doing that. I also
very special episode.
Yeah, the Athletic did a top 20 teams, and there were some omissions there, including the U.S. I think the U.S. is a top 20 team. I think
the U.S. wasn't on that list.
No,
Dang,
I think these 2 losses are being over exaggerated. But we will discuss that.
Sure. That's a more in-depth conversation.
Yes, so we're going to transition here to the ladies in maroon and gold.
Please.
Here we go. This is 4 games in 2 weeks, right? Because we had double last week and double this week. Yeah.
Yep.
But these are home games, so we need that.
We knew that March and April were going to be brutal.
Yep.
Yeah, so we got we lost to the bottom dwellers, the wooden spoon holders right now, Tampa Bay.
The hands down worst team. I don't know how they're not in dead last. They are legitimately a trash squad.
I think Fort Lauderdale kind of is crashing out.
Yeah, it's incredible to me. Like Tampa Bay is one of the worst teams I've ever watched play.
Yes. And then we bounced back 3-1 against Spokane, who's a quality squad, but have been inconsistent. Obviously, Dennis is our resident USL Super League contributor, so I'm gonna let him go out and recover these games.
Well, first of all, it has been an incredibly busy week in the land of the Golden Girls. Got a lot of news coming out of a lot of different camps, not the least of which was the surprising acquisition of Fort Lauderdale's all-time leading goal scorer, and I put all-time in quotes because it's only a season and a half, but the all-time leading goal scorer from Fort Lauderdale United, Jasmine Hamid, was brought over this week for an undisclosed transfer fee approved by the league on Friday morning. She joined the team in practice on Friday and got some minutes here, but we'll backtrack a little bit. Earlier this week, we also were informed that Celie Straughn was called up again for the U19 U.S. Nationals and will be heading down to camp in Argentina. She will likely miss the 2 next matches, which is not great, but great for Celie, right? Not great for the club, but great for Celie and great for the future of her career. And then we've had Caroline Swan is officially signed on to head to the University of Texas at the end of Trinity season. So she'll be starting her college season there.
That's a big loss, man. That's going to hurt.
Yeah. Well, Celie's leaving at the end of the season too. She'll be heading to UNC. So we'll have 2 of our academy signings will be on their way out the door at the end of the season. So hopefully they've got some.
And I mean, good for them. It's just a bummer.
Yeah. Hopefully they got some plans to fill those roles in the offseason. But in the meantime, they have not waited. Jasmine Hamid joins the team.
Quick note, side note, because I watch too much soccer. So Jasmine Hamid, sister of former U.S. men's national team member, DC United DC United longtime goalkeeper, and currently the goalkeeping coach for Corpus Christi FC, Bill Hamid. We can get into a story about his fall from grace. He went to England, stayed 6 months, came back, and was never the same.
He was with Miami for a little while, right?
Miami. Yeah. So it's an interesting thing for him. He's actually still a relatively young guy, but retired. But soccer is a family sport. It's kind of crazy. Lots of connections.
Well, especially in the U.S.
Well,
yes, indeed. Yes,
and Caroline Swan, who we just mentioned, her brother Caleb plays for FC Dallas, and there's a.
We love that American nepotism.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it's more the soccer parents is like, if you're gonna play, you're gonna play. We're gonna make this work. So,
it's absolutely a big part of it, but you definitely see it in the U.S. a lot more than other countries, and it's embarrassing, honestly.
I mean, like Berhalter. Never mind. Continue, Dennis.
Well, it has to do with the access, is what it really is, right? Because
it's an access issue. It really is.
Right. Yeah. It's in every sport. It's in basketball. It's in football. You see it all over the place, right? If your older brother makes the league somewhere, you're going to get a look. If you're playing in the same sport, or if you're playing in another sport, because his agent is going to bring you to the table, right?
Yeah, you're going to at least get that one extra chance that somebody else wouldn't.
Exactly. I believe Jadakiss said, "Why is a brother up north better than Jordan? Then I get that break." Right. That's exactly how it goes. Right. But we'll back up to Tuesday. This was kind of a heartbreaker. This was
this is the worst loss in club history.
This was frustrating.
Didn't we get beaten 6-0 last year?
Yeah, by the best team that's ever been in this league.
Oh, fair enough.
This was a struggle, right? We had no Flynn, no Cheeseman for this one. Cheeseman had picked up a knock. She was out with some concussion protocol. Lauren Flynn was unavailable, the lower leg injury, and we'll see that repeated again this weekend. But but Tampa Bay just kind of diced and sliced here a little bit. Sabrina McNeil found Maddie Portnoy kissed it back over. Weber had one touch, and it was just this ping pong, bing bang boom, tic tac toe goal from Sabrina McNeil there.
I mean, it got careless even. I mean, it was
yeah, they just kind of let them run in the box and do their thing, and they were able to score the first goal. Amber Wisner was able to tie it up. She was extremely angry in post game, talking about penalties and how this was only the club's second penalty.
She was angry on the pitch, man. She was. You could like see the fury with every step.
Yeah, she went off a little bit. I got the quote here. It took 21 games to get a penalty. I think it happened last year too. We had 2 penalty kicks in 50 games. Pretty ridiculous. When asked in a follow-up question if she thought that officiating in this league was a little inconsistent, her response was, "No comment. I don't want to get fined again."
I'm only here so I don't get fined. I love that we got a Marshawn Lynch on this team.
And I still have that. I still have that somewhere. So if anybody wants
we'll
that,
please
tattooed. Let me know. Just here so I don't get fined. But yeah, no, late goal from Spokane was the one that put them down, and it was not a great look. The Golden Girls sent the fans home a little upset on Tuesday evening on a weeknight with a small crowd. But
I've never seen the supporters as down as they were in this one. That's for sure.
Unfortunately, you got to take the good with the bad as a supporter, and just because you're good all the time doesn't mean you're not going to have some bad times. And this was definitely a rough start to the week. But Thackeray was talking about execution. That was his entire post-game conference was we need to execute. We're failing to execute. We are unable to execute, and we need to do a better job of executing. So a lot of that from Thackeray. And when we came around to I keep saying Sunday. I don't know why I keep thinking Sunday. It was Saturday afternoon, this game. The next one ahead is Sunday. I think that's where my head is going. But they were able to get a much-needed get-right game and got a 3-1 victory over Spokane. This was, I think, a well-played game in every facet. They held on to the ball well. They possessed the ball well. I think it was 57 or 58% possession for Dallas. And Celie Strawn getting her first start at the 9, which was really interesting.
It was fun. She was really fun to watch up front like that.
Yeah, it was fun. She's got a great sliding touch. She's got a great go-ahead touch, and it's been fun to watch her this year. She will absolutely be missed away on this break. But Heather Stainbrook opened the scoring.
How good are Heather Stainbrook, Amber Wisner, and Chioma? Oh my goodness. Chioma this game especially, man. Ooh.
I've been saying this with a little bit of a grain of salt and a little bit of asterisk. I'm ready to say that Heather Stainbrook is the best player in the Super League right now.
She's phenomenal. She's definitely top 10 for me.
Maybe Ashlyn Puertas might be 1A, 1B, but I think Heather Stainbrook, for my money, is the best player in this league right now. She's an absolute engine in the midfield. She produces. She's got tons of goal involvements already, and kind of got robbed of a goal here a little bit, as it turned out to be an own goal on Kelsey Euler. By the way, Hope, this was Spokane's 3rd own goal of the season, with Hope Heisey being the best keeper in the league. That's got to be incredibly frustrating.
That's frustrating, yeah.
Hope Hissey, sorry. She actually broke her own record this week. She had 70 saves last year, which was the league total last year, highest record. The record at the end of last season. She broke that already a couple of weeks ago, and so now she's closing in on, I think, 75 now. But an unfortunate that she was fortunate for her, fortunate for the Golden Girls, that they gave up 3 goals in this one. We've got to see Sid Cheeseman come on, get some minutes. We got to see Jasmine Hamid make her debut. She had a few opportunities, wasn't able to capitalize, but Amber Wisner was able to earn yet another penalty. So back-to-back weeks with a penalty. So maybe the league is listening. Maybe they heard and got one there. And then finally,
I mean, I would also be afraid if Amber Wisner was mad at me.
So to go back to Tuesday at the post-game press conference, we were told that Amber was coming up, and you could see she was in rare form. Kevin Utz, who writes for Sports Nuts, is his blog. He's done some interviews with us too. He covers the team full time as well. And Kevin and I kind of looked at each other and were like, "Don't say anything to upset her. She might headbutt you."
Oh my God, I love it. Man, can we talk about that Danielson goal though?
Yep, I was just about to mention that one.
That was a psychopath's goal. Did you see how like
ice cold?
Yeah, she looked like the freaking Iceman.
Ice.
She does a little cut, turns around, taps it, turns around before it even goes into the goal, walking away from the explosion. I mean, I was ice cold. I haven't seen that kind of thing in a while.
Yeah, and that was exciting, especially from Jenny Danielson, who has not gotten a ton of minutes, not really gotten an opportunity to showcase. I did in one of Thackeray's first trainings, very early on. I think it was actually his first full training with the squad back at Hockaday School a few months ago. Jenny was playing a little bit of 10, which is interesting considering she's more of a wing, she's more of a winger or a midfielder. But they had her playing 10, and I think that's where they slotted her in when she came off the bench. And taking nothing away from that goal. But can we talk about that boot across the field by Tyler McCamey to pick up the goalkeeper assist there?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's just talk about McCamey in general. Do you have the stats in front of you? How many saves did she have?
I don't have the stats from that game particularly in front of me right now, but she definitely put in some work there. If you bear with me, I can probably get it up while we continue.
I mean, I'm kind of trying to look now, but I'm only seeing like the match overview stats, not the actual saves. Hang on a second. Either way, looks like she had 5. Wait, I'll let you take a look at that. But yeah, McCamey was fantastic. I thought she had some big saves. She really looks like an improvement in our goalkeeper position, where we have had some random issues this whole season. She's
4 saves in this match.
Nice. The fans really got behind her this game too. The supporter section even started some chants for her specifically. I don't know. In a game where we're excited that we scored 3 goals, it was really great to see McCamey perform.
Yeah, it would have been nice for her to get a clean sheet. Unfortunate that they gave up 1 late, and I think the air kind of hung still there for a few minutes when that goal when it was that 2-1, right? Yeah, so that was 2-1. So I think the air kind of hung up there a little bit just because we've seen so many late goals in this league, right, and so many late goals from the squad from both sides, right? So it was definitely a little touch and go there at the end. But that boot by McCamey was incredible. If you get a chance to watch that, the ball went back to her. Yep. She boots it over the entire 11 on both sides, and just puts it right down where Jenny gets it, and just like you said, just ice cold finish, and just like a crisp afternoon beer.
I thought Lexi looked more involved this game, although still not obviously we want her to be. But I did think she was going to get that 1 goal and just like change everything for her. But I think she was more in this game than she's been in the last few. I saw a few more passes and attempted shots. I just hope she gets something. I'm starting to feel bad for her.
Yeah, there was that 1 big goal towards the end of the first half. She had that 1 big shot on goal that just, I don't know, another hair to the right or another ounce of power on it probably would have been in, but it was a great shot, and it was taken. Again, you're up against one of the best keepers in the league. It's okay to have shots saved, right? But a 60-40 possession way of Trinity on this one. So 2-1 possession in back-to-back matches, 2-1 possessions.
Yeah, we were not getting bypassed from the midfield, which I feel like has been happening a lot lately, which was nice.
Yeah, and again, this is with Lauren Flynn out. This is with Sid Cheeseman still not really getting full minutes yet. This is with, like you mentioned, Lexi Misimo still. My personal opinion, I think it's still some recovery. So I think
I'm not going to panic about that yet.
Yeah, I don't think there's anywhere near panic time on that. But keep in mind, this is also with Bethany Boss and Allie Thornton, both on the bench in this match, and they scored 3 goals. So
yeah, Boss, by the way, made some very smart decisions late in the game when she came in to really kill the time. I thought she was phenomenal at that. And Cheeseman, there was one moment when Spokane scored their goal. Cheeseman did the thing where she went and grabbed the ball immediately so that they wouldn't grab it and celebrate with it.
Yep.
And honestly, I'm angry that the referee didn't okay, so Cheeseman grabs the ball, starts kind of walking with it, and the Tampa Bay player trying to smack it out of her hands, and eventually pulls it from her hands, knocks her down to the ground, and the referee gives Cheeseman a talking to.
Oh, I don't think I even saw that from where I was at.
Yeah, that's stupid. It's on the highlight package if you watch it. Anyway, I just like that Cheeseman in that moment was still like, yeah, well, I'm going to do this.
I mean, yeah, that's a good heads up play by a rookie, right? She's somebody who's playing in college a year ago, or really a few months ago, right? She just graduated in the last year. So, look, all intents and purposes, they are on the right track. They are 6 points clear now of the playoffs. They were in the 4th place spot. Currently, they still have an opportunity to move up, and they head to Brooklyn to go play in one of my favorite stadiums in professional soccer. They head to Moment Park to go play.
My least favorite to watch a game in, because you have to look through nets. But besides that,
you have to look through nets. You have to filter out the cyclone and the Wonder Wheel and everything.
Well, and to make things worse, you have to watch Brooklyn play.
Well, that's
a fact. That's a fact. That I'm not gonna lie. That might be one of the dumber decisions I think USL made. Like, Brooklyn's such a weird. Why move the camera? And B, there's no space in Tavilla Stadium in Brooklyn. So if this is your long-term solution, we've got bigger issues. But no,
that minor league baseball stadium has a long and rich, storied history of professional soccer here in the United States.
Oh, no doubt, including the Cosmos, who played there.
Including the Cosmos, so. where I experienced my very first ever soccer game. So it holds a very special place in my heart and always will. And I love the Coney Island Boardwalk. It's a great place to go. It's a great place.
No, Coney Island. Yeah, Coney Island is an absolute beast. It's a tourist spot, but you do have to enjoy a hot dog there at least once in your life. It is an interesting place. But yeah, shout out to the
shout out to Rendazzo's Clam Bar.
Oh, there we go. This is not a New York pod.
But yes, is that a strip club? What is that?
It could be both. It could be both.
It could be both.
But yeah, no, shout out to the Golden Girls as we continue to try to make the playoffs. USL Super League announced their playoffs format. We just have to be one of the top 4 teams, and we are 4th with 32, and 5th has 26, and we are on the same amount of games. So all we have to do is maintain to make 4th, but obviously a home game here would be awesome. But this is the schedule. Peacock announced it. The final would be on May 30th. So we're coming up here last 2 or 3 games before we run into
1, 2, 3.
There should be 6 left, I believe.
6 games left. One of them is against DC, who's right under us.
Yes, so that might come down to depending on what the other results turned out to be.
Yeah,
but we should be able, in the next 2 or 3 games, we should be able to wrap up playoff position. So
look, we know the team's good enough.
Indeed. So yes, Peacock. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say next game is one of my favorite brunch spots in London, restaurant called Sunday in Brooklyn.
Yes, indeed. Peacock, WFFA Plus for your local viewers. I think they have enough talent. They brought in some people. Obviously, Hamid will help. We definitely have all the parts needed, but hopefully, again, in a league of only 9 teams, you only need to win 2 games to be a champion. So again, I would hope you
got to get to the playoffs first.
Yeah, I would hope for a home game because I think we can put more butts in seats, but I don't think we're going to make it to second. So it is what it is.
It's a big one.
So we're going to do a quick turnaround. Obviously, DFW soccer. I'm going to name it now. We are Soccer City, which is why we're getting 8 World Cups game here, and you can go argue with your mom. I don't really care. We held one of if the
eat
not
your heart
the
out,
largest,
Clark Hunt in Kansas City.
Exactly. We host one of, if not the largest youth tournament in North America. Let's go with North America.
Is it not the biggest in the world?
No, I don't want to do that because I hate the World Series. Like, come on, who the fuck plays basketball?
No. I mean, I think it
legitimately is the largest in the world.
Is it
literally?
All right, we'll
this
take
is just
it.
Facts. It's
like
by numbers. I'm talking.
All right. But yeah, so we'll take it. But these are the results. It ended last weekend. Here we go. Pull this up here. I might have to zoom in a bit.
Philadelphia won something. Good
the Philly won the Super Group, which is obviously the big international team send. But these are the results for all the other teams. Atletico Dallas winning their first piece of hardware for the U10 girls, which is just the Renegades. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to hang their hat on they beat FC Dallas in a cup tournament.
In a
cup
yes,
final.
Indeed. Solar doing what they normally do. Yeah, Solar doing what they've always done, which is produce quality soccer players up and down in DFW. Long history of that. FC Dallas youth winning some things, U19 boys and girls, and U17, right? Yep, U17. So FC Dallas still has a pipeline. Maybe not as deep or storied as previous years, but still winning some hardware there. So another successful, I think we can say successful tournament.
Yeah, from what I understand.
I didn't love that they
record attendance this year too.
Yes, I didn't love that the finals were all at Toyota Stadium, but it's it is what it is. So I will say the second best youth organization in MLS, Philly won the Super League, the Super Group U19s, beating Bottega in Toyota Stadium. So congratulations to them.
Botafogo?
No, isn't it the Brazilian? But am I mispronouncing this? Let me find it.
I mean, I thought it was Botafogo in the Super.
I thought it was Botafogo too.
Oh, Botafogo. My apology. I thought there was a G somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
shout
so
out to Scott
them.
For being a sicko and going to a ton of these
games. Most of these, yeah.
And just a quick call out to the Lunáticos Azules and all the Atletico Dallas supporters. I believe Scott has been to more Atletico Dallas games than any of you. So,
ooh, shots fired.
Ooh, shot. Yes, to follow the youth is takes a really psychopath.
No, that is sicko behavior. I'm just kidding.
No. Right, no. That's a legitimate call out. If you guys are ready to go and you really want to do your damn thing, get out there and support the youth squads before your team kicks.
Well, I mean, I will give them a caveat. Youth sports is an interesting thing. If they don't show up to the UPSL games, which are supposed to start in the next month or so, then I'm going to start questioning, because obviously one or two of those kids might make it on the original on the debut roster or inaugural. There's the word I'm going for. Inaugural roster for Dallas Atletico.
Yeah. I'll reserve my actual judgment for full-blown kickoff, but I think I'm just being sour because I just really want some of those people to show up to the Trinity games.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. All right, so before we wrap up here, we are going to do Open Cup. So this is the round where MLS joins. This is the schedule for not this week, but next week. I guess we got a week off.
Can I say I was I remember that the draw was on. I put it on, and then I was severely disappointed when I remembered that FC Dallas was not playing.
Yes.
Guys, don't watch soccer draws. They're not worth your time.
Well, these are actually pretty cool. It's just it's on Golasso. It takes like 15 minutes.
I have to put on something while I'm working all day.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
They don't
make it your primary source of entertainment.
No,
it is better than a FIFA draw. I'll say that.
Yeah. There's no fireworks. There's no pyro. They just kind of do it. Especially the way they do it for Open Cup, where it's all regionalized anyway. You kind of know who's going to play who.
Everything needs more pyro. That's my philosophy in life. I think soccer draws need more. I think soccer in general needs more pyro.
No, I'm sorry. We saved that for grieving widows. Never mind. We won't get into that. So the big notice here is
adrenaline in my soul.
The big matchup here, or the big of note in this round, is Revs New England versus Rhode Island, playing in Rhode Island's home stadium, but the New England team is the home team. So however you want to do that, you can take it. It has to do with the fact that Gillette's is going to be a home venue for the World Cup, so they kind of have to shut down.
Same reason Bay FC has been playing their games in Spokane.
Actually, think the bigger matchup, in my opinion, is Chicago and Detroit.
Yes, I mean they'll bring some fans up there. Keywords.
Well, it's in Detroit.
Yeah, that's a war, right? That's an old school. Yes. Like Chicago and Detroit hate each other, like Dallas and Houston hate each other.
Right. Yes, I actually think Tulsa and St. Louis could be
it's going to be a fun game.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. I think next year should be interesting, because if I'm not mistaken, if they keep the same rule, only independent MLS Next teams will be in this tournament, and AC Grand Rapids is building a really nice stadium, and obviously in-state rivalry with Detroit for sure. So, it'll be fun. So this is the MLS versus USL round. Last year, not a single USL team made it. So we will see if they can make some noise this year. I'm anticipating Sacramento, who got 3 former MLS stars on this team, and I say stars, including a Canadian international in K. Can't remember his name right now, but so Sacramento spent some money, brought in some talent to make a run in this tournament. So I expect.
Hey, I hope they do
results. I'm sure all the snobs on NYCFC are going to be really annoying driving up to Mount Vernon to play on a really shit field. Okay, so I'm going to go on a small rant here.
Listen, NYCFC fans play in baseball stadiums. I don't think they're going to be critical of anybody's field.
Aren't you a Cosmos fan?
I am, which I was frustrated by because
I was joking to Dennis about the baseball thing. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean they had football lines on this, and
I'm just
so annoyed.
There is a rich history of New York football being played.
Yeah, history doesn't mean quality, baby.
That's what. Yeah. The Cosmos Stadium is really good, but apparently they painted the football lines early because I guess football starts there a little early. What frustrates me though about Westchester is that every field sport you can think of is painted on that field.
Yeah, there's lines everywhere.
I was watching them play Corpus Christi, and I did not know which line they were playing, and neither did the goalkeeper who gave away a penalty because he thought that he fouled them outside the box, but he fouled them inside the box. So lacrosse, soccer, and American football,
it's so
field
frustrating.
Hockey, it was So
who are your upsets? We got upset. Look out.
None. I really don't see any.
I actually think Tulsa could beat St. Louis, and I think that Sacramento could beat Minnesota.
After their performance this week, I believe Knox can knock off DC.
Fair enough.
Which one?
Shout out to El Paso Locomotive, one of my other Texas teams that I actually like, going up against Houston.
I mean, I'll root for anybody that plays Houston. You know that.
And
any sport ever.
We got a derby match not being played in either of their
neutral site derby.
Yeah, Charlotte versus Charlotte, and they're playing at a government. I mean, it's both of their teams' alternative site.
That's so.
But weird. I don't understand why.
Is that NC State's field they're playing at?
Yes. Yeah.
That's so odd.
Yeah. So it's Matthews Sports Park. It holds like 2,500 people. I don't know why they're not playing in Independence Stadium was it American Legion, whatever the name of it. It's a 10,000 seat stadium in Charlotte that they could both use and try to get some butts and seats.
Yeah,
but whatever, we're gonna play.
Why aren't they playing at either of their stadium?
Well, Charlotte FC plays at the Carolina Panthers NFL stadium.
Yeah, so that's a no.
Is there something going on there?
We don't want 5,000 people in 60,000 seat stadium. That's not a great look. So it's across town. Yeah. All I'm saying here is that playing at both your alternative venues is stupid, especially when Charlotte Independence is the league dweller for attendance. I think they're averaging 900. Bringing an MLS team to your venue might help you move some tickets. I don't know, but whatever. That is what it is. But yeah, so what do we have here? So Knoxville is your DC knockoff, and who do you have, Hubert?
Do I need to pick one? Because I said two.
What you said? Tulsa.
I said Tulsa. I think can take St. Louis, and I think that Sacramento could take Minnesota.
Fair enough. All right, I'm going to say Sacramento because again they spent some money bringing in some heavy guns.
This is clearly their goal. So
yeah, and then Detroit, Chicago. It depends on how seriously Chicago takes that game. But yes, indeed. So the magic of the cup. We'll see how it goes. I want to see another USL MLS final, but the only way for that to happen is that they have to get through this particular gauntlet. So, gentlemen, that is it. We are running really late, and I have 30 minutes before we have to go. So
you don't do anything. Stop it. That's
a fact. Any final thoughts on this?
I say that as someone who does nothing.
Yeah. Any final thoughts on we had some new signings. We have any thoughts this week as far as soccer in North Texas?
I'm just ready to see more. Yeah. I'm ready to see more Thack Attack.
Oh wait,
I hope so.
If I'm not mistaken, were you here for the badge, Hubert?
Which
badge? The rodeo badge?
No, I didn't talk about that. No.
Let me bring that up, and then that will be our final thing. I think Oh wait, never mind. I have another final thing. Never mind. All right, so we're gonna do this. Quick. We've been talking about AC Boise all year. They finally had their home opener. They had a regular USL League One regular season attendance record, 7,200. Knox has the overall attendance with 7,500 for the final last year. And I say 7,500 with quotation marks because I saw the game and it looks like the fire department went on holiday.
Yeah, we know how the numbers go too.
Yeah, so it's really awesome for them. They have sold 6,500 season tickets, so that is obviously the floor is what they're aiming for here.
The ceiling is the floor.
Yes, and they've definitely done some work. So yeah, this was pretty awesome. I will say they will have to figure out timing for this game because if you watched it, A, their TV setup is stupid, and B, in between the old racetrack VIP and this grandstand is a gaping hole, and the sun is directly through that. So the camera, every time it panned to the home supporter section, it was just a blank screen. It was just bright lights. There was nothing.
Yeesh.
Within 30 minutes, once the sun did what it was supposed to do, it figured it out. But obviously, local production. I don't know how much sport they do, but obviously they need to get on that. Let me see if I can find this logo here. But yes, shout out to Drink. Shout out Drink to AC Boise.
Nah, we're getting better. We're getting better.
Another thing, Corpus
awesome
Christi,
looking.
which is my USL League One team because they're the closest that I have here until rodeo starts next year. In collaboration with Casablanca Brewing Company, has their own brewery. I will be having one of these on May 2nd when I make the trip down.
Nice.
Uh,
I will say the
Good
rodeo
looking can.
clowns are going to be very upset with you if you're going to be pro Corpus.
Again, just for the season because they're the closest. Obviously, when rodeo is in town, they will be it. All right, Hubert, here you go. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. My only real complaint I have about this is that it's a belt buckle, but it's vertical. It makes no sense. The
What do you
rest
mean?
of it, I think, is wonderful. Belt buckles are turn it. It should be.
Oh,
turned
you're
90.
saying because it
Yeah.
says championship and it should be understood. Yes, I got you.
Yeah.
The
Well,
orange
because
ball,
no one wears a belt buckle that's like vertical.
that tall,
Yeah.
because it would just
Yeah.
hit you in the stomach.
Other
Yeah.
than that, I like it. I think you're owning your quirkiness overall.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. As far as just personal taste, I'm not into it, but I think if you're doing this kind of branding, you just own the thing. I personally really like the little splash of orange.
Salina orange, Bobcat orange.
Yeah, I think it's kind of fun. I'm curious to see how this rope thing is going to show up on things, though. I have a feeling that's going to be very inconsistent across products.
Yeah, they have a word mark logo that's in the rope font. By the way,
Yes.
I just noticed on the back of one of their logo T-shirts, I think might be one of my new favorite sayings. It's "You'll never ride alone."
Oh, and you know what? I'm noticing something now I hadn't noticed before. When you're looking at the corners, they didn't even like draw out the rope. They just stacked it on top of each other in these weird little corner spots.
Mhm.
But I'm sure they'll work that out later.
Yeah.
I do like that they did the word mark thing, and I like that they have the brand on there, which is kind of cool.
I think that's supposed to be like when you burn off a rope, like the end of a
I'm
rope.
not
when
gonna lie
burn
to
it
you.
off. I
It
think
looks
that's
to
what
me
it is.
like they just have two images that they put over each other.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them some. No, I do like the word mark more than I like the crest myself.
Hey, and they went with a local designer, which I think is cool.
Yes, yeah. It worked. There were 500 people there. Dennis, you were there, right, for this?
Well, 500 was the reported attendance. Probably like 3 or 4, maybe 350.
Okay.
There was a lot of people there though for a brand reveal event on a chilly Friday evening in Salina. There was a lot of people there.
And they do it on a
Indeed.
chilly night in Salina.
They can.
Oh, that's so good. No, overall I like it. I think it's gimmicky in a good way.
I don't hate it. It turned out better. Again, I'm all for non-red, blue, or white in primary colors. So I'm looking forward to a brown
Right.
or brownish gradient here. And it does give them an opportunity for a really cool third kit, which can be orange because of this
Obnoxious.
lot
That'd
of
be
orange.
awesome.
So if we did the interview, which is actually doing relatively good numbers. We got some love for that. The rodeo clowns. Again, we'll see what they're going to do about the football lines on that stadium.
I don't think they're going to do anything about it because I don't think so. Look, one of the all-time winningest girls' high school programs of all time, the Salina Bobcats, Lady Bobcats, or whatever their official name is. They don't have a problem with it, so this club shouldn't have a problem with it
either. Anyways, it is what it is. I did have to point out to someone that this doesn't solve one of the major complaints. Them moving the Salina doesn't solve one of the major complaints teams have coming here. Is that you have to fly into DFW or Love Field, which is an hour away from this.
McKinney Airport's only like a year and a half away. So
Ooh, that's expensive. It's got to be expensive, though.
Yeah, and there's only one airline that flies into there for right now anyway. So anyway,
it's a worthwhile problem to think about.
Yeah,
indeed. There's a reason. I think this is one of the caveats I will give the Federation. There is a reason they say metro areas of 1 million is that you usually have a decent sized international airport, because even Boise has a really big international airport, being Boise, in Idaho. So, yes, indeed. So yeah, that was it. So we got all our thoughts on that. I think we will talk World Cup in the future. I do want to get some guests on. I would love to get Buzz on, some other people on for this. Maybe some Trinity as we lead into Super League playoff. We can get some Trinity unstable representation here, but it will be a busy year, 6 months. It's going to be
look, at minimum the next 3 months are going to be hectic.
Absolutely. Avoid. We can also talk about Dallas releasing their transportation plan, which is basically sit in traffic. That is their transportation plan.
That's it. That's
how perfectly texted.
that is like every other day in Dallas. Sit in traffic and wait your turn.
Okay, cool.
God. All right. Well, gentlemen, I really do appreciate your time. I sorry I run a little late. Yeah. Any final word before we get out of here?
Nah, get out there and support a local team, even if I don't like them.
Indeed. Dennis, any final thoughts?
I'm just looking forward to another big 6-point weekend here. Well, actually, it was a 9-point weekend if you count North Texas. But looking forward to seeing the boys in red and the Golden Girls pick up another win this weekend.
Yes. Wait, when does North Texas open that stadium? I'm supposed to go to that opener.
July 4th.
I got time. All right, cool. All right, well, so support local breweries, support local soccer, and in North Texas, that's a lot of fucking driving. A lot of these teams are well an hour away from each other. So
fire up the toll pass.
That's God. NTTA. That needs to be a soccer sponsor.
Honestly,
Dallas.
at this point, yeah.
Atletico, make it happen. But yeah, gentlemen, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate you guys for listening. Like, share, subscribe to this video. We really do appreciate it. And we'll see you next week. Peace.